the meeting. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Oh, my chair's moving too. Call this meeting to order at 7:32 p.m. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right,
Okay,
roll call attendance, please.
yes. Trustee Jones.
Here.
Trustee Ruckus.
Here.
Trustee Kuzwinski, absent. Trustee Tyson, absent. Supervisor Crowner,
Here.
Highway Commissioner Weiser,
Here.
Clerk Glisky here. Tax Collector David Scriven Young,
Here.
Assessor Katzberg.
Got our quorum. First item on the agenda, public comment. All good, okay. Next up, can I get a motion to approve the January 9th, 2025 regular meeting minutes?
We have a motion to approve, to discuss our minutes.
Second. All right, any comments on the minutes? Moment to review. So for what it's worth, she hasn't been sworn in. Is she on attendance yet?
I don't
For Tyson?
know.
Shouldn't.
I'll just say trustee elect or trustee.
Oh, there we go. We can.
Is she?
Irrelevant. She's here. Hello. Hi there.
Hey.
Hi, hello,
Hi.
sir. Yeah. Should we take a brief recess to swear her in?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to motion that we recess for 5 minutes to allow the swearing in of our new trustee. Can I get a second? Second. All right, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we're gonna take a brief 5-minute recess to get our new trustee sworn in.
great.
Are we recording it or not?
Yeah, you can keep the recording. That's fine.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Somewhere on the planet.
Hello.
Hi.
Should we do about the flag?
Yes.
Better picture.
I'm over here. Big room, guys.
Here, help yourself. If you would raise your right hand, please, and just repeat after me. Margaret Tyson,
I, Margaret Tyson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of Wheatland Township.
of Wheatland Township trustee,
I'm sorry, of Wheatland Township trustee.
of Wheatland Township trustee.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, I don't get what to do. Margaret.
She almost broken laptop. Help yourself with beverages if you'd like. Thank you. Do you need your folder?
Yes.
Okay. It's calling this meeting back to order at 7:37 PM. Excuse me, y'all had the minutes, any comments on the minutes before we move on to a roll call? And then Margaret, if you would like, you can abstain on the minutes since you weren't officially
Okay.
on the roll yet.
Moving on to roll call.
Yes, please.
Supervisor Crowner.
Yes.
Uh, Trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee Ruckus.
Yes.
Trustee Kozlowski is absent and trustee Tyson.
Yes. For attendance, I can say yes, right?
Oh, this is
You're,
for
we're
both
voting, you're
the
abstaining.
minutes.
Abstain.
That was a trick question.
Yes.
Okay,
And then,
Then-
next item on the agenda.
I'll
number
just say,
5.2.
I'll just say the January minutes were approved. Were they?
Yes,
3-0,
Yes. 3.
with one absent and one abstain.
Next item, I am going to actually motion to table the executive session minutes to our March meeting. Yeah, March meeting. Can I get a second, please? Sure. I'm gonna call that a yes.
Was that merely, Margaret's?
That's
The
all it
interviews,
was.
All it
yes.
was, right, yes, you already seconded it.
And not to name names, but somebody forgot to type them up, sorry. So quick roll call, please.
Yes.
Supervisor Crowner.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Ruckus.
Yes.
Trustee Tyson. You're abstaining again,
Yes, so.
if you would.
Well, that's
Thank
just a table. She can vote yes on the table.
you. Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, because it was about her. And then trustee Kozlowski is absent. So we are tabling those minutes until March. 3-4-0, some score.
All right, perfect. We have no new business this month. Tom, in your reports, you can tell us if there's any updates with Naperville, but if we gotta do something on that, that'll be on new business for next month, all right?
Okay,
Thank you.
we're ready for salt and snow, so.
Next item on the agenda, approval of bills and claims. Can I get a motion to approve the town and road district fund bills and claims?
I make a motion.
All right. Ruckus and Jones, any questions on the bills? None?
Yeah, one question,
Yeah.
spring care,
This one,
the,
Spring Green
spring green care.
for the cemetery?
Uh-huh. Is it just for the cemetery?
Yeah, it's our
It
yearly.
looked like there was a bill included in all the packages, for highway and township and.
Well, didn't we used to split
Cemetery.
it 3 months? We had the park, the cemetery and here.
Sounds right, but we don't have all those two.
Yeah.
I know we used to have a bill for the park as well,
Right, and so.
and then we have some for, like for this building as well. We do lawn care here at the township for the
Okay.
grass around. But the big one was for the
It was for
cemetery.
us, we
Cemetery,
pay, we
yeah.
pay all up front.
And then the
Um,
reason
we
you
do
would
the
see it
town.
twice on the other side is because all building expenses are split
Between
between
all
road
of them.
district and township.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to say we also had one that high at the township site. I was like,
Oh,
hold
no.
on,
No,
I
no,
think I
no.
missed that. Okay. Any additional questions before we move on to roll call? All right, hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes, trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Ruckus.
Yes,
Trustee Tyson.
thank.
Abstain, okay, and Supervisor Crowner.
Yes, she hadn't gotten a copy of the
Yes,
bills yet.
okay, that's fair.
Okay, moving on to reports, Senior Administrator Bill Green.
Our $75,000 grant is all signed and done. Just waiting for Luana to send it and finish it off. You know, Tom had a little bit. He and I discussed this. I talked to Mark today and also sent a note to Luana, and everybody is in and Michael had signed it the other day. There was a snafu of how the signatures were, and that's what slowed it down. But it is now on the move and done. The DECO training, DECO training at Northern Illinois starts tomorrow. I will be there in the morning. I'll be here in the afternoon for the our event in the afternoon. Carolyn is going on vacation next week. I would like it that if anybody has anything at all that needs to be done, don't save it for her. I'd like her to come back and have not anything to have to catch up on. So if I can fill in her shoes, even half as good as she does, then I will do that, and we'll make sure that she comes back with not a pile on her desk. That's it.
Quick
Any
question,
Mhm.
DECO, what does that stand for?
I will send you. It's a long
Okay.
thing.
For the,
There's
Someone from MTA?
an MTA training on
Metropolitan Township
yeah,
Metropolitan Township Association.
right, and then the following one is on grant writing.
Grant writing.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Assessor Catsford.
Okay, well, I didn't put together a lovely presentation, I wanted to, but it was covering mainly the show kind of the last 20 years, which 3 of us now are here. We have found that if you look at in the packet there, what I did was I went back, and because I was here, I was able to track back the amount of people we had over those years. And also, it was kind of funny, the county, I decided to check with them on how many parcels we had in 2004. And they said we had 24,000. I remember having 11,000 when I started, so I don't know if it could have doubled in that year, but that's what they showed, so I wanted to state that. When I called Carol, she's like, why do you need that? It's well, to get an idea of how much work we had. But at the time, we had, if you look at this spreadsheet, and I know it's pretty small, and I don't have my glasses on. The amount of employees that we had between 11,000 and 24,000, wherever it fell in 2003. I started in 2004. So, gives you an idea of the workload being handled by less and less and less people. And then the main thing being that in 2015, all the assessor office duties, with the exceptions of commercial assessments, I should say, and appeals and attending in-person hearings, have been performed by the office staff. They took on the whole thing themselves. In 2015, Sherry Lynn was let go beginning of the year, and that was the quadrennial year when you have to look at every property, not physically, but pull up every property. And the 3 women took it upon themselves to reassess, because Dave Monahan did not even have that system on his computer. He was an administrator only. So they took all that on, and that's been the case since. So, it's a huge workload. It's just getting heavier and heavier. So that's my main, goal, and to say that they're still really, really underpaid. If you look at some of the townships, and the ones that are like touching us, like Oswego Township. First off, I don't know if anybody else has 20-year employees. I know Tammy from DuPage Township, she was there like 32 years. She was making 98,000. What I'm asking for is about 77,000 for the deputies. They definitely do everything. And the chances are, there's no minimum requirement, because we're elected officials are appointed, for anyone to be here. So they're taking on everything. The only thing I think the assessors have consistently done in the last 20 years is go to the hearings. So. The staff prepares all the evidence for those appeals. They do the soft appeals when people contact us. They talk to the people usually several times. And this year we had 187 appeals, as I was saying, due to the giant jump. In addition to that, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have maybe even a larger jump this year. What happens is when they, and I don't know if you know or have heard anything about the assessment processes. When we finish our assessments, we usually do not reassess on non-quadrennial years. We have to reassess every 4 years. We have to look at all the properties physically, but and then on the off years, it would be all concerning, most of the assessments that change would be due to new construction, home improvements. And so our new construction's still going a little bonkers right now because of they're having different phases, over at Naperville Polo Club. I'm not sure how many it'll turn out to be, but, I did call mapping this year because they're the ones that bring us the subdivisions. And then that gives us an idea of how many parcels we will have. I know from 23, did I say to 24, we went up 1,000 parcels in 1 year. And that's quite possible, I'm thinking this year as well. So we're putting another 1,000 parcels on mainly 3 people, the deputies. So we take on the whole thing. They do. I'm trying to help as much as I can. Also, we don't really have a commercial person. Jan luckily is cognizant of that and was helpful, very helpful with me to do the commercial deals. So, yeah, I think what happened is I think they got some decent raises over the last few years, but they were always below the other offices with similar parcels or less parcels. So that's where I went on and openthebooks.com, and unfortunately it's 2023. I wanted to try to do apples to apples when I was using the comparisons, but if you see on here, most of them have less parcels, more pay, sometimes more people. I think Troy Township, Jane was saying, I was asking her today, they have like 6 people full time and they have like 20,000 parcels where we have 32,000. And that's without the extra coming. So that is why I feel that they really need to be brought up to speed. They really need to be brought up to some of these other townships.
Is your plan to just compensate them for the work or to bring on more people for the
Well,
office?
That would be helpful as well. I mean, they literally,
Thank you, thank you.
we're at the point
Thank you
of
so much.
it's almost near, yeah. Where, because we had a death and a retirement. That's 2 of the staff gone. So I don't know how they did it, but they managed to get through it. I helped as much as I could. But sort of both, because I think what'll happen is in the future, if we can go by what's happened in history, they're not gonna get much help from the assessor. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. I mean, I worked here all those years ago. AJ was the first assessor. He was here 20+ hours a week, same as me. I work from home as well sometimes. During appeals, I was working, a lot more, trying to help with phone calls and that, but it's a very, very terribly stressful situation with the things happening at the same time. So yes, I would like to see them get that. We still could use another full-timer as well. Right now, we're trying to work on getting a field agent or 1.5. Maybe we will utilize, I can get an idea of utilizing someone to help catch up. Because the field work is a full year behind.
Yep.
So Brandy's gonna try to get the 2024 homes on the books with a 2023 instant. I know it probably doesn't, I don't know if that, probably not explaining it right. homes that were ready to occupy prior to or right at 2024. They would get an additional assessment because if it's not out that year, the assessment from when they were in goes on the books, so they're getting like a higher than normal tax bill. It does typically happen, but now we're at the point of that 1 year. We haven't had anyone go out there. I mean, they did a little bit, they went out, Pam and Brady, before Pam left, Pam and Brady went out, measured some of the townhomes that are going up back where I live over there, Brown. And, we were putting together, trying to measure some of those apartments over there in Belvedere, the Taco Bell, I think Jan and Isabel went out on, so we're really struggling with, yes, the workload, but also the fact that they're managing all this and probably will continue to manage most of the office for the foreseeable future. That's my guess. I can't really, say, but there's no minimum hours. So I was trying to get Chuck to write it in, but I guess you can't.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's just to me, a matter of fairness.
Matter of what?
Fairness. So
Any questions for Mary?
Why aren't there any Bolingbrook? Why isn't Bolingbrook listed on this?
that's DuPage Township. These are just townships.
Okay.
So Bolingbrook, we have a little bit of Bolingbrook, because they're
I live in
squares.
Bolingbrook.
Okay, you're in the township, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have a little bit of Bolingbrook. We have a little bit of Aurora. We have a big chunk of Naperville and a big chunk of thing. We have a tiny little bit of Wilmington, but a lot more than that. So, let's do Page Township. That's Ken Harris.
So,
I don't know.
I made you a copy.
So, yeah, it's
All right, thank you, Mary. And we'll make sure, again, as we talked about prior, that all the information will be available for the next board to make sure that they can make the final decision on that. Highway Commissioner Tom, you're up.
Tom,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, not much to report, just that, we're, locked and loaded and ready for, the snow. Guys have been out, doing some long hours, getting everything ready. Again, we seem to get a fair amount of compliments about, how well we do compared to our neighbors. So I just wanted to get that, out to the whole board. If you guys hear anything, from any of the residents, or any feedback, do let us know. Always looking to be receptive and make improvements where we can.
Thanks, Tom. Any update with Naperville, the development and the right of way issue?
On 100, we're at.
Power Court, with the new development next over.
No, other than it's moving forward. I can't tell you exactly. I've asked. They don't know exactly when the groundbreaking is going to be happening, but probably this spring for both operations. The one that is a little bit less knowledge of, and this is directly from Naperville, is that Lifetime Fitness is taking their time on how they're going to do things.
Sorry,
And
Tom. If I wasn't clear, I was referring to, remember they were asking us to sign like part of the right of way near a driveway?
yes, I did get a bunch. Okay, so I'm sorry. Now I'll refresh my memory. I do have a bunch of updated drawings and documents that describe what the new entrance is going to look like. I apologize, I have not spread that out to the rest of the board. I will do that when I get back in the office. And I think once you see that, there'll be a lot more clarity in why they're asking for this cross-reference because, you know, it is our property. And it's not necessarily gonna be a T, but there will be a little kind of a elongated Y. And they want to make sure that they have, long-term connectivity between the pond that's just directly west of us
Yes.
and the land to the north of us, which is Naperville.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Tom. Any questions for Tom before we move on? Hearing none, trustee Jones,
No update.
trustee Kuzminski's not in attendance, trustee Rotkus,
No, report.
trustee Tyson. Any reports that you would like to give to the board?
No, I don't have anything at this time.
Okay. Clerk Liskey,
It can be relatively quick. We're having a lot of FOIA fun, Bill and I, and we did 8 in January, which is our record. The increases are continuing. We're at a fierce pace so far in February as well. But confirming that we're all up to date, I just have 1 left in process, so everybody's gotten their answers. And I hope to fill that one up or finish that one up tomorrow. And what else? There is another electoral board panel for Supervisor Crowner, Trustee Rockus, and myself and Bill tomorrow here at the township. It's regarding another candidate objection. And then what else do we have here? I just got your contact information, trustee Tyson, which I'll be submitting to the county so that you'll be on the list for statements of economic interest. And again, I told you guys that those haven't come out yet, but just watch your email, and they're not due till May, but they'll be coming, and that's all I have.
all right, thank you. Any questions for Anita before we move on? All right, tax collector Scriven Young.
Is Tom still there?
Yep.
Tom, I have a compliment for you.
Fantastic.
So we have a burial on Saturday. And I emailed this morning to Carolyn and to your general info email. Saying, hey, I know you guys are crazy busy, but can you plow the cemetery before Saturday? And literally Kevin had already done it. So thank you for taking care of it so quickly, and please thank Kevin for doing a great job.
Yeah, this is kind of, I literally drove past him. And when he got back in the office, I patted him on the back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you. I had something based on what we just spoke about. Oh, okay, the only thing that I wanna remind folks is that for the March meeting, we should probably appoint somebody to fill Kelly's role on the senior committee. So if that's something you're open to, and able to do, please let me know, and if multiple folks wanna do it, then multiple folks can do it, but that's something we should do next month, because they're gonna start having, their meetings again. Yes. I got you. They're gonna start having their meetings again, really soon to start, planning their lunches and their
When
fellowship.
is the next lunch? Or is that for Margaret to decide?
Well, I guess that would technically be for the senior committee to decide, but yeah, the senior committee, but I think they usually pick up in April. Is that
Congratulations.
correct?
It's a
That's right.
Yeah,
It's
so
April.
she'll have one senior meeting before, their, or maybe even 2 meetings before the next lunch.
I saw on the schedule that the senior committee meets the first Wednesday of the month and the luncheon is the third Wednesday.
Okay, so so then you will miss the March meeting, but you'll be able to be there for that April. Or you could also sit in on a March meeting. You just technically wouldn't have a vote yet.
But you're good at that. Good practice tonight.
So, yeah, so that was the only thing, and then, just always do as much networking as I can with other townships, just to look for best practices and what kinds of programs that we can implement here in a cost-effective way, as we've done for the last 4 years. And I'm gonna continue doing that, and bringing to you guys any ideas that I come across, but that is really all I have. This is a lighter agenda one. Any questions for me before we conclude our meeting? All right, hearing none, can I get a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Motion.
All right, thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, abstentions, the meeting is adjourned at 8:02 PM. Thank you.
This could be a record meeting.
No, I think we have